Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in this gospel of broad lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. Salakia. But this is a video that's been floating around. I know a couple of brothers have posted a link on their channels. It says it's common, pay attention. And I know the apostle Tahar made mention of it in one of his videos. Also, the brother Karatazaba, not Karatazaba Salaki, but the brother Karatazaba from Vegas camp, he's uploaded it as well. So I wanted to do a quick little lesson on it, because we at the point now that you got what they call Pack for the Future 2025. All right. And also you have what they call Project 2025, and you have Pack for the Future, which some way, some form or fashion, you better believe that the digital MOTB or the digital currency was being brought up in these particular summits, man. All right. You had what they call that summit at Davos. I believe they had one last year as well, when basically they was talking about how the New World Order was going to be implemented through a digital means. So therefore the current infrastructure would be null and void. So this is the reason why you're seeing all types of cyber attacks on global infrastructures, airports, water systems, banks, financial sectors, which is all a justifiable ploy to bring about this digital currency under the guisemanship of what they would consider safety. Okay. So this is a 10-minute video. I'm gonna play maybe like 3 or 4 minutes and then get a couple of precepts, and then I'll let the video play out, because I mean it pretty much is self-explanatory. But you other Israelites out there, man, if you don't see it or teach it at this point, then you know, hey, that's between you and Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And when it's said and done, when the Lord brings his judgment, hey, don't say that you weren't warned. All right, so here we go. This big guy right here. Cross-border payments, a vision for the future. His name is Augustin Carlston's, the Bank of International Settlements General Manager, okay, which this was back in October, it says October 19, 2020. So going back into the time of the pandemic, they was already in reset mode, which this plan has been in place since before the 80s, man, all right, because you had George Bush, or Bush Sr., alluding at a New World Order and that they will fulfill it or accomplishment in these times. So here's the vote of it. So matter of fact, I looked up the Bank of International Settlements, Bank for International Settlements, and then of course you see these are the particular members here. Of course, North America, then you got Central and South America, you got parts of Africa, Israel, of course, all right, and then you got all pretty much some of Europe or Western Europe. Here you got India, all right, Australia, and these countries that pretty much that's going to deal with this infrastructure, man. All right, it says the red is the BIS suspended member central banks, for BIS member central banks, which all these countries pretty much have a central bank set up over it. And this is the reason why a lot of these countries are plunged into debt, because they pretty much sold out for the US dollar. All right, so anyway, before we get into this, I'm gonna play a couple of minutes of the video, and we'll take it from there. So here we go.
DC in particular, for the use of general use, we tend to establish the equivalence with cash, and there is a huge difference there. For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability.
Yeah, so this fat devil was telling you it's all about control. Like right now, you have cash. Cash is not traceable, okay? As far, well, I'll put it to you like this. They can track every dollar in circulation because they have what they call particular serial numbers on it. And what's a good movie to depict that is, if you ever saw that movie Den of Thieves, when they was trying to break into the Federal Reserve, they specified that every US dollar is accounted for, and they put it through like this system to see what's missing, to see what's not, to determine how many dollars are in circulation. And the ones that they decide to take out of circulation is like it don't exist. So pretty much they shred up to 30 to 40 million to powder within seconds, which it never existed, because they take them out of the system. But every dollar you got in your pocket is traceable. But the thing is, what you buy is not traceable. All right, so let's just say if I wanted to buy a vehicle for $10,000 cash, Esau ain't gonna know that if I use cash, there's no way he don't know if I purchased it. He can't trace that. But if I use a debit card or a credit card, or if I use what they call a digital currency, then he's gonna have access to what I control or to what I buy. Hence the credit card, which the first concept of the credit card came out post World War II, you know, and then 50s, 60s, they started to get a little bit more advanced with these things. And now here you go. You know, you got the card chip readers, you got the scans. Okay, you can pay with the palm of your hand. You got biometrics. You can pay with the swipe of your phone, and it's all being controlled through these encryption programs, man. So this demon right here, he's pretty much telling you what they want to do. For all you Israelites out there that say, "Oh, it's not a chip. It's not a chip." Well, what the hell is it then, man? If it's not the chip, all right.
And also, we will have the technology to enforce that. Those two issues are extremely important, and that makes a huge difference with respect to what cash is.
Welcome back. Today, we're exploring the potential architecture of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, as proposed by the Bank for International Settlements and the European Central Bank. CBDC architectures are designed to balance privacy, security, and efficiency. One of the key models proposed by the ECB is the intermediated model. In this model, the central bank issues the CBDC and manages the core infrastructure. Meanwhile, financial intermediaries, such as commercial banks and payment service providers, are responsible for offering customer services. The central bank's role includes ensuring the security and integrity of the CBDC system, maintaining high levels of privacy, and overseeing efficient transaction processing. This approach...
Right. So basically, they oversee all these other banks, man. Okay, central bank digital currency. This is why Esau wants to set up central banks in these different countries, because when it turns to the digital, when it comes into the chip, he's going to be able to have complete autonomy over everybody's purchases. He's going to be able to track people. He's going to know when, where, and how you did everything. And it's ultimately his wicked way of playing the Most High, man. And that's really what it boils down to, because it says the central bank's role includes ensuring the security and integrity of the CBDC systems, maintaining high levels of privacy, and overseeing efficient transaction processing, man, right? Efficient means swiftly, quickly. Now, the hassle today is when you do a money transfer, depending on your bank, it could take up to 2 to 5 business days, depending. Some algorithm or some platforms like PayPal and Cash App, it's instantly, you know, if you want to transfer money between people. But before they had Cash App, before they had PayPal and all this other stuff, used to have to do what they call Western Union, which when you do Western Union, it's ready in minutes, you know, but there's a fee on top of that. Now, if you want to do, I think they got what they call it, an instant option to transfer your PayPal into Bitcoin into your bank account. I think you can do it instantly now, but before it used to take a couple of days. Like, prime example, through my Cash App, if I want to hook my bank account up to it, I could hook my bank account up to my Cash App. But if I want to deposit money, they can do it instantly, but there will be a fee. Okay, so like if I wanted to put $100 in my bank today and I want to do an instant transaction, then it will be a fee, maybe like $2, $3, you know, depending on how much money. But if you want it all in there without fee or fee hassle, then they would say, well, we can deposit in there by Friday if you want to avoid the fee. So now they're getting ready to do it more efficiently, because people they don't want to go through the hassle of having to pay money just to get money. You know, like in certain places when you use credit cards, Esau would charge you a fee. He said, well, look, we have to charge you 2% on a purchase, or a minimal debit card payment of this particular product is $3.50. So you can't come there spending $1. You got to spend $3 or more if it's with a debit card, man. And this is all about control. All right. So it says here, and overseeing efficient transaction processing, this approach aims to provide a robust and trustworthy digital currency framework. All right. So let's go here. Ezekiel 28, and I'm gonna start at verses 2. It says, Son of man, saying to the prince of Tyrus, thus says the Lord Yahweh, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power, and I sit in the seat of Yahweh in the midst of the seas represents the people. Now, when you go to the Bank for International Settlements, look at this. Look at the purple. All controlled by Esau. You see? And it reads, I sit in the seat of the Most High in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thy heart as a heart of God. But behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide for thee. So Esau has searched a diligent search, man. Okay, he searched a diligent search to keep people under his rule of thumb, so to speak. You know, because they have what they call think tanks, and these men that they pay billions of dollars to figure things out about people, whether it be the heavens, exploring outer space, the ocean, the animals, I mean, everything. This man has to have a tab in everything. But ultimately, it's because the Lord has given him his rulership. All right. And it says here, thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and thou hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures, man. All right. So let's go back to the video and play a couple more minutes, and then, you know, we'll get the final precept and end it.
Which aims to provide a robust and trustworthy digital currency framework. Financial intermediaries play a crucial role by handling day-to-day interactions with customers, managing accounts, and providing additional services. This separation of duties helps to mitigate risks and distribute responsibilities effectively. The BIS and ECB have established several guidelines to ensure that CBDC systems are secure, interoperable, and scalable. These guidelines include principles for data governance, system resilience, and user-centric design. Interoperability is particularly important as it allows CBDCs to integrate seamlessly with existing payment systems and other digital currencies.
All right, so you got payment systems, like I said, Cash App, PayPal, you got Venmo, you got Zelle, okay? You even have certain banks that you can transfer money to, like if you got what they call a Chime account, which is an online banking, you could transfer money or wire money between other people with that account. So you see, it's coming in tandem with these other platforms, and this is one reason why they was knocking off all these CEOs, man. Like they had last year, they had the beginning of a 12-week pilot program of these digital infrastructures. And notice they've been very quiet about it. But I think they murdered the CEO of Cash App. I think the dude from PayPal turned up dead too, if I'm not mistaken. That I can recall. But see, because they're getting ready to switch over to this digital currency, man. And one day you're gonna go to the bank and it's gonna say cash not available, like they had when the not Deutsche Bank, but when they had a what was the bank of what was that bank that went of forgot that bank that collapsed this year, man, earlier in the year. But basically people was pissed off, man, because they was trying to go and get money out of the accounts, and they was basically saying, look, you got to call customer service, but they couldn't really get through. They had no answers for the people, and people went batshit crazy. Same thing with Bank of America, man. And all these bank glitches and bank failures over the course of months and years. One day, you're going to go to the bank account, the ATM going to say, look, not operable. There's no cash, or it's going to say error. Call your local branch teller, and they're going to tell you, well, look, we've switched everybody's money into digital currency. And that's when people going to go batshit crazy, man. All right, because they don't want their money played with.
During a more connected financial ecosystem. Scalability and stability is particularly important, as it allows CBDCs to integrate seamlessly with existing payment systems and other digital currencies, fostering a more connected financial ecosystem. Scalability ensures that the CBDC system can handle large volumes of transactions without compromising performance or security, while user-centric design focuses on making the system accessible and convenient for all users. As central banks continue to refine the architecture of
And that's the point. They're selling under convenience. All right. It says, and by great wisdom and by thy traffic, as we know that word traffic, there's a lot of trafficking going on. Slaves and souls of men. All right. And they pimp you through the financial system. They'll just be able to cut your chip off if you ain't playing ball with them. It says, hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus says the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast set thy heart as a power, behold, I will bring strangers upon thee, and the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness, right? Because everybody's exposing this system, man. And this is why the likes of Syria, Russia, okay, China, India, you know, all these other nations are going over to what they call BRICS, man, because they don't want to operate under your dollar, even though they're all in tandem with the New World Order. They want to be in a world free of the U.S. dollar or free of any U.S. influence. All right. Let's go here. I think it's Psalms 34, 37, and 10. No, that's not the one I want. 34 and wicked devices to pass. Hold on, let me do this. Devices. Psalms 33 and 10 and 37 and 7. It says, the Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught, and he make it the devices of the people of none effect. Okay. It says here, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospered in his way, because of the men who bring wicked devices to pass. All right. And this is what Esau is doing with this MOTB. All right. This is his final attempt to set up his new world order and to get everybody under one rule. And this concept have came about several times in the ancient world, from the time of Babel. Okay. The freaking Greeks did it. All right. And now they're back doing it today, trying to set up a one world government. All right. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. Okay. So we see what it is here at Great Millstone. We know that Esau Edom has a nefarious plan to try to lock everybody into this digital infrastructure, a digital ecosystem, as the people is calling it. All right. Unlike these other camps, all it's saying is Christianity is this and that. Y'all telling us tell us what it is. How can you buy